Hey guys, Aqua Duelist here. Before I jump to today's video, I want to apologize about yesterday's video being up late. The reason why is because if you watch yesterday's video, you can tell I'm not here, in my house. I'm actually at College Central Florida. Excuse me. Mm. Um, and I was there, to go meet up with some of my friends who also play Yu-Gi-Oh! And just kind of hang out with them. And we shot a few videos. Steven's going to be up on the channel again next week, with another deck profile. Um, so it was pretty nice, and the internet there sucks. So when we went to a Vibranium Comics later that evening, I actually uploaded the video there because the internet is actually really good over there, and I knew the video would upload. But with that being said, we're going to jump into today's video, and today we're doing something a little different. I wanted to talk about three archetypes that were more obscure and smaller, and I think is definitely worth taking a look at. And if they interest you, totally play them. And they're all really cheap too. You can get the full archetype core for these guys for literally a few dollars, like less than $2, like $2. Except the first one though, and the first deck we're going to talk about is Butter Spies. And they're the oldest archetype I'm going to be mentioning. Blue Morpho, I think, no, not Blue Morpho. Blue Mountain Butterspy actually saw play this last year, and that card shot up to about from like 25 cents to $9. He's no longer $9 anymore. He's actually, the super rares are about $2, and it just got a common reprint, and they're about $1. But all the other cards you can get for literally 25 cents. They have a few XYZs, they're about 25, 50 cents. So altogether, you should be able to get this deck core for about $10 max. That's like if you went and got super Blue Mountain Butter Spies, which I would. But what these guys do is they essentially they somewhat kind of spam the field. They're not super spammy, little bit. They're a little spammy, and the idea is you kind of change your opponent's battle position using cards like blue or enemy controller and stuff like that. I think Butterfly Yoki also does that. Changes an opponent's monster's like battle position, and then you lower their attack. You run over something, and then another Butterfly causes other opponent's monsters lose attack. And the idea is you just kind of run over your opponent's board. Sadly, with links now, you can't really change the battle position of link monsters. So, if you're playing against essentially a link spam deck, you kind of lose to it. But needless to say, though, they're still more like fun. They're still definitely a fun deck, and you mix it with other other Warrior Toolbox cards. Definitely could do some spamming, more spam there, essentially. And because the Butter Spies are dark, they have they have another monster that supports them called Night Palpon or something like that, which is light, and I think their three XYZs are also light. You essentially have access to more like a chaos kind of variant if you want. So you do have like two kind of ideas / options there. But with that being said, you can get the deck core for roughly around $10, probably a bit less. Like I said, all the other cards are really cheap. It's just Morpho is about $2 a piece. But we're gonna move on to the next deck. And this one's honestly my favorite on the list, and I've played with these guys so much. They're the Aqua actresses. They were from the, I think, Arc 5 anime. They're there for like 2 episodes, which I didn't watch. But they're really cool and awesome. And what they do is essentially you have 3 monsters. One lets you special summon a Aqua actress from your hand. You have one that searches an Aqua actress, and then one searches the aquarium spells. And the aquarium spells essentially are like they support Aqua actresses, and then they're also generic water support. Like one makes to where they can't be destroyed by battle, or water monsters can't be destroyed by battle. Aqua actresses can't be targeted. On top of that, I think, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I played them. One boosts the attack of water monsters. Aqua actresses gain additional boost on top of that. One doubles the attack of Aqua actresses when they battle a monster, and if any of those spells get destroyed, you get to special summon a Aqua monster from grave. So yeah, definitely just generic. They're kind of generic water support, or more supportive. Yeah, supportive generic water support in a way. And honestly, my tip to you guys, if you're going to play these guys, try running them with the frog engine, because the way the spells are and such, essentially the deck kind of essentially tries to constantly keep a toad on the field, which is really nice to have. And if they if they essentially just pop your spells, then well, you could just get a bunch of toads. But so that your opponent kind of wastes their material and gives you essentially in a way pluses. But really fun deck. Really enjoyed playing with these guys in the past. I'm actually rebuilding them right now. It's one of the 2 decks I had to finish up before I start moving on to other decks. But just really crazy, just water supportive archetype. And then you could get these guys for literally about $2, something around that. The cards are really cheap, like they're like around 10 cents each, something like that, on TCG Player. Excuse me, which, by the way, when I talk about prices, I'm always talking about TCG Player. That's essentially what I use now. But we're going to jump into the 3rd archetype, and this is the only one I haven't played with, actually, and these guys are actually really recent. They're from this year's Battle Legends pack, and they're the Warrior Star archetype. I'm not really sure what these guys are called, but they all have star in their name. You have, like, Hayate, the Earth Star. It was like Kaiki, the Unity Star, Tenma, like something Star. But they're essentially level 5 warriors, where it's like they kind of special. You can essentially, if your opponent has a monster or you control the other ones, you can normal summon without tributing, and then like special summon the other ones and such. And they make 2 fusion monsters. One's like you make this one, and then you need this one to go into the bigger one. Which I think it's like you need Shura to go into Ida-10, the Conquering Star, or something like that. Can't remember which one you need to make what. Like I said, I haven't played these guys yet, but essentially, what the fusion monsters do is they're big beaters, and they kind of lower your opponent's attack, and then you just run over stuff. And I think they're really cool, and the fact that they have fusions is awesome, because I used to essentially mainly play fusion decks, fusion-based decks. That was kind of what like my thing for a few years. So I'm interested to play these guys, and you can actually pick these guys up for more around $1 if you're getting like a playset of everything, which is what I did. About $1.50 off a TCG Player. They're really cheap, and honestly, I feel like probably the second best competitive option off of here. But um, you can mix them with essentially Warrior Toolbox and just a lot of the generic fusion support we have, which is really nice. There's this deck could essentially lead in some pretty crazy stuff, as just what I feel like looking at it. But I actually just ordered these guys, so you might see these guys show up in the future in a deck profile. It's just going to be something I'm going to be playing with on the side while making decks. But yeah, so those are the three archetypes that I would I think that are definitely obscure, and you guys should totally check out. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys are interested in seeing more content, hit that subscribe button, and if you do, hit that notification button. So this way you guys get notified when my videos come out. I do 4 to 5 videos a week. But thank you guys for watching.